KSMO Salem.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at your noon hour weather situation. I want to give you a little forecast, though, for Sunday in that we will be under elevated to significant fire weather conditions. That'll be possible on Sunday this weekend, so don't do any burning on Sunday. Now your weather forecast for today will be sunny with a high temperature near 86 degrees. Westerly winds will be 6 to 8 miles per hour. We expect mostly clear skies tonight with low around 54 degrees with a light and variable wind. Then Saturday will be sunny with a high temperature near 87. Calm winds will become westerly around 5 miles per hour during Saturday afternoon. Skies should be clear Saturday night with low temperature around 60 degrees. Calm winds will become southerly 5 to 7 miles per hour during the evening. And winds Saturday night could gust as high as 18 miles per hour. Then Sunday will be sunny with a high temperature near 88 degrees. Southerly winds will be 8 to 11 miles per hour, becoming westerly during Sunday afternoon. And those winds on Sunday could gust as high as 23 miles per hour. Then Sunday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 41. Monday should be mostly sunny with a high temperature near 62 degrees. Monday night, we expect partly cloudy skies, low around 39. Then we'll be partly sunny on Tuesday with a high temperature near 63 degrees. Tuesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Then Wednesday, we have mostly sunny skies in our forecast with a high temperature near 71 degrees. Skies should be mostly clear Wednesday night, low around 51, and Thursday will be sunny with a high temperature near 81 degrees. And that's your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it's now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. Spring is here. It will not be long until planting begins in earnest, and the next crop season is off to the races. It is this week in which the spring equinox falls that is officially designated as National Agriculture Week. National Ag Day and the entire week offer great opportunities for companies, organizations, and individuals to highlight the success and importance of agriculture at the local, state, and national levels. Although it's important to have a laser focus one day or 1 week of the year, we would do ourselves a favor by sharing this message throughout the year. And about that message, there are some really amazing facts about agriculture. For example, each American farmer feeds more than 166 people, which is a dramatic increase over the 25 people a farmer fed in the 1960s. But why should anyone care? How does that increased productivity impact those who are not employed in agriculture? When you're talking to people about the importance of agriculture, give them a reason to care. Make the story as much about them as it is about you. Agriculture is a huge economic driver in the Midwest. The sizable income and property tax revenue generated by agriculture helps build and maintain schools and roads across the Corn Belt. I do enjoy sharing those amazing facts about agriculture, but I need to work a little harder on making the story a little less about me and a little more about the consumer with whom I'm having that conversation. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
Black vultures can be harmful to livestock operations in Missouri. Hear from the Missouri Cattlemen's Association on the issue.
There's a lot of different techniques and strategies that you can use to harass the birds in a non-lethal way to get rid of them. Effigies, hanging dead birds in a tree works. Get those effigies through the USDA, or you can get a permit, kill one, and do that yourself. You can also cut down roosting trees that are a habitat for these birds. If you see a lot of birds in one tree, it's time for that tree to go. I will add that, vultures in general are very important to our ecosystem. Cleaning up the dead animals is extremely important. The turkey vultures do a good job of that. So do the black vultures, but the black vultures have become more aggressive. Our mission is not to eradicate birds. Our mission is to help farm and ranch families prevent economic devastation, which can make the difference between the black line or the red line in a financial year.
To find out more, go to agriculture.mo.gov.
The foundation is set.
Missouri knocks off the #1 team in the nation.
The frame is built.
On the run, Mitchell from
lost to Missouri by 20.
And the gates
The habits, the response to detail, the execution, all that stuff matters.
are open.
Drives right baseline to the rim, jams it as he hangs and got fouled.
This is your radio home for Mizzou basketball.
Cruz, here comes the three. Bang! He splashed it home.
The Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Direct cash cattle trade is underway, and cash hogs have no comparison at midday. Hello, I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report. There's a light round of direct cash cattle business taking place in the north. Deals are marked at $372 dress, steady with the previous week's weighted averages. Some live deals have been marked at $235. Asking prices in the south are at $238 to $240 live, but are well above current bids of $235. Look for more business to develop as the day progresses. At the Apache Livestock Auction in Oklahoma, feeder steers weighing more than 700 pounds were $2 to $10 higher. Steers weighing less than 700 pounds were $3 to $7 lower. Feeder heifers were $4 to $15 higher. Steer calves were $3 to $10 higher, with heifer calves running $10 to $20 higher. The USDA says demand was good and quality was mostly attractive. Medium and large one feeder steers 600 to 646 pounds brought $417 to $446. Feeder steers 708 to 713 pounds brought $388 to $400. Medium and large one feeder heifers 613 to 649 pounds brought $351 to $372. Box beef was higher at midday on solid demand for moderate offerings. Choice up 12 cents at $400.42. Select was 33 cents higher at $392.78. Cash hogs have no comparison at midday with light negotiated purchases. A slow finish to the week isn't a big surprise as processors moved big numbers early. The market continues to monitor demand. There are concerns about long-term demand for U.S. pork on the global market. This comes at a time when there are plenty of market-ready hogs available and hog weights are running well above year-ago levels. The domestic market's also looking for opportunities to find support as pork remains a competitively priced protein in the retail space. Barrows and Gilts at the National Daily Direct had a weighted average of 91.29. Prices at the regional direct markets were not reported due to confidentiality. Butcher hog prices at the Midwest cash markets are steady at $62. At Illinois, slaughter sow prices were $2 lower with moderate demand for light to moderate offerings at $56 to $68. And Barrows and Gilts were steady with moderate demand for moderate offerings at $45 to $55. Pork values were sharply higher at midday, up $2.84 at $100.89. Bellies, butts, and loins were all sharply higher. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
The Spotlight on Soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. Missouri Soybeans Cover Crop Field Day is coming up March 19th. Clayton Light, the Director of Conservation Ag and Farm Operations, previews the event.
We're excited to host the Cover Crop Field Day out at the Farm for Soy Innovation. We're just excited to get people out there talking about the latest and greatest in cover crops. We want them to be excited about maybe trying something new on their farm, whether it be a new program that might pay them to plant cover crops, or is it a new technique? Is there some new planting technique that they might try or something to do for cover crops? Well, you know, there's been a lot with programs out there, incentive programs for farmers, but I would say there's some that will incentivize for rotations in front of corn. So we'd like to see something like with different diverse mixes in front of corn that maybe help out with the yield loss.
You can register for the event at mosoy.org/events from Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time for a look at updated funeral announcements and is being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 34 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that would take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Jessica Hawkins Ralston, age 48, of Salem, passed away Sunday, March 15th. Celebration of life services for Jessica Ralston will be at 7 p.m. tonight at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Jessica Ralston will start this afternoon at 5 o'clock and continue to service time at 7. Memorial contributions may be made to help with final expenses. Memorial envelopes will be available. And all arrangements for Jessica Hawkins Ralston of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. Glenna Lynn Alice Parker Furman, age 83 of Salem, passed away Tuesday, March 17th. Funeral services for Lynn Furman will be Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at the Wilson Mortuary, Salem Chapel. Visitation for family and friends of Lynn Furman will also be on Saturday from 11 in the morning till service time at 1 o'clock. Burial will be at the Liberty Cemetery in Bell, Missouri. And all arrangements for Glenna Lynn Alice Parker Furman of Salem are under the direction of the Wilson Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements and was brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker. And be sure and check out Your World Today online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 34 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
This is St. Louis Blues analyst Joey Vitale. There is nothing more exhilarating than watching St. Louis Blues hockey in person. But if you can't make it to the game, you can catch all the action here on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. Your radio home for St. Louis Blues hockey.
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU's Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU's Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Dent County Commission met for its regular meeting Thursday morning at the courthouse. In the road report, 1st District Commissioner Keith Green reported crew members would be out grading county roads 5220, 5130, 6575, and 6460. Crew members would also be hauling rock to County Road 6575. 2nd District Commissioner Jimmy Williams reported crew members will be grading County Roads 3160, 3050, 3020, 3060, 3070, and 3080. They'd also be hauling rock to County Roads 3020, 3050, and 3090, and cutting brush on County Road 2510. A resident requested maintenance on County Road 4340, with Williams affirming crew members would be out to take care of it. Williams also reported commissioners will be putting bids out for lease and purchase agreement for 2 dump trucks. These bids are planned to be opened April 6th at 10 o'clock in the morning. Presiding Commissioner Gary Larson shared the Tourism Commission heard 1 request and approved 3 reimbursements on Tuesday. At the Ozark River Solid Waste Management, members went over finances and approved a grant request. Dent County Clerk Angie Curley reported that bills have been approved. For the April municipal election, March 25th is the last day to mail out an absentee ballot. No excuse absentee voting begins March 24th through April 6th. Then from 8 in the morning till 12 noon on Saturday, April 4th, the courthouse will be open for absentee voting at the county clerk's office. On April 7th, voting will be open from 6 in the morning till 7 in the evening. Sergeant Lenny Pabin and with the Sheriff's Office requested approval in applying for a DSSSF grant, which would allot approximately $2,000 a year per deputy. With 13 deputies, this would be $26,000. The commissioners approved submitting the application for the grant. Meanwhile, under public comments, Missouri State Representative of the 124th District, Don Mayhew, stopped by to discuss legislative issues, including how the state owed counties roughly $43 million in jail per diem. Mayhew, along with 3 other representatives, were put on a subcommittee to seek solutions to the issue. According to Mayhew, approximately 62% of the $43 million lies in pretrial confinement. In 2025 alone, 856 people had spent more than a year in county jails, with 82 spending more than 3 years, with many being arrested on a charge that wouldn't have drawn a 3-year sentence. Mayhew shared with the commissioners. With that being the case, the cost is mainly tied to waiting on mental health evaluations or treatment for mental health conditions. Mayhew proposed to legislators to utilize a state prison located in Cameron, Missouri. as a dedicated mental health facility, which would allow for the transportation of detainees with mental illnesses there, rather than holding the detainees indefinitely in county jails. Despite support expressed from county sheriffs and commissioners for the idea, Mayhew shared that a study must be done first, which requires funding. In addition, Mayhew is working on a bill which would mandate consent from inmates for mental health treatment, modeled after bills within Texas and Florida. The next meeting of the Denton County Commission will be Monday morning at 9 o'clock at the courthouse, and that meeting will be open to the public. A two-car accident occurred Thursday afternoon at 4:58 in Texas County on U.S. Highway 63, a mile south of Licking. According to the Highway Patrol report, a 1995 Dodge 1500, driven by a 55-year-old Licking man, impacted the rear of a 2014 Ford F-150, driven by a 75-year-old man who was also from Licking. The 150, that's a Ford F-150, was attempting to make a right turn. The 75-year-old suffered minor injuries and was transported by ambulance to Texas County Memorial Hospital. A report stated that both men were wearing safety restraints at the time of the accident. Both vehicles were totaled and removed from the scene by Jay's Automotive at owner's request. The Highway Patrol was assisted by the Licking Police Department. The Nurses Honor Guard was first established in 2023 by the Kansas State Nurses Association. There are now more than 250 professional local chapters nationwide, including the South Central Missouri Nurse Honor Guard, LLC, a volunteer organization of active and retired nurses who come together to honor their nursing colleagues that have passed away. The organization currently has 12 members and covers services held in 5 counties, including Phelps, Dent, Crawford, Texas, and Pulaski counties. The 5 to 10 minute tribute during the funeral or memorial service recognizes the lifelong commitment of the nurse who dedicated their life to caring for others. The volunteers wear traditional white uniforms with white caps and nursing capes, representing a former era of nursing and reflecting the history of the profession. The Honor Guard provides this service free of charge to families and includes a special reading of the Nightingale Pledge, a personal tribute to the deceased, and a final call to duty. A white rose is then placed on the casket or with the urn, and a Nightingale lamp is given to the family. Families or funeral directors can request a ceremony by contacting Bev Martin at 573-626-4699 or Carol Lacey at 573-453-4977. Meetings are held on the third Monday of each month at the Community Center of the Armory at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Nurses interested in joining the South Central Missouri Nurse Honor Guard may also contact Bev or Carol. Any individual, family, or business interested in helping cover the cost of lamps, brochures, and other items needed for ceremonies can donate by mailing a check payable to the South Central Missouri Nurse Honor Guard, care of Carol Lacey, 1108 South Louise Street, Salem, Missouri 65560. Denton County Emergency Management, Denton County Fire Protection District, and Montauk Rural Fire Department will be hosting a hazmat Size Up the First 5 Minutes at the Denton County Fire Protection District April 12th from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. Those interested in signing up for the class must register on SEMA-training.com. That's SEMA, S-E-M-A, training.com. Click Trainings, then scroll down to the course. A minimum of 10 must be signed up 2 weeks prior to the training or the class will be canceled. Prerequisites are hazardous materials awareness with preferred hazardous materials operations. For more information, contact Lisa Job at 573-526-9241 or Kim Brundage at 573-526-8243. As black bears search for food in spring, intentionally feeding them puts people and property at risk and can lead to the bear's death. With warming weather and the many wonders of nature awakening in spring, the Missouri Department of Conservation reminds people to be bear wise. Missouri's estimated 1,000 black bears are waking up and are focused on fattening up after a long winter's sleep. Unsecured food sources around homes and outbuildings could attract the attention of a hungry bear. It is important that people remove or secure bear attractants from their property, such as bird feeders, trash, barbecue grills, pet food, and food waste. Intentionally feeding bears can be dangerous because it makes them comfortable around people and can lead bears to cause significant damage to property while searching for food. According to the MDC, most Missouri bears live just south of I-44, but as the population continues to grow, bears have started to inhabit new areas of the state. For more information on how to be bear wise and to report a bear sighting, visit mdc.mo.gov/bearwise. The Missouri State Highway Patrol's Division of Drug and Crime Control, referred to as the DDCC, announced formal charges against Jerry S. Barnett, age 38, of Norwood, Missouri, Justin L. Emery, age 42, of Mountain Grove, Missouri, and Jared D. Mings, age 44, of Mountain Grove, Missouri. The three men were arrested following an investigation conducted by Rural Crimes Investigation Unit, the RCIU, of the patrol. Investigators were made aware of a possible livestock theft in rural Texas County in September. The owner of the cattle resided out of state and reported the cattle were stolen. 3 suspects were identified, and the patrol followed up on additional leads and obtained evidence connecting Barnett to the theft of the livestock. Investigators later discovered Barnett obtained assistance from Emery and Mings, who sold the cattle on their respective names. The above charges are mere accusations and are not evidence of guilt. Evidence in support of these charges must be presented before a court of competent jurisdiction whose duty it is to determine guilt or innocence. DDCC is committed to serving those in our rural communities and encourages anyone with information regarding livestock theft to report it to the Missouri Livestock and Farm Protection Task Force at 888-484-8477. According to a press release, the Salem Memorial District Hospital is offering a 20% tax season discount between now and May 31st. The discount is offered to all patient accounts regardless of insurance status. The account must be paid in full during the discount period, and patients must call Patient Account Services to have the discount applied. Contact Patient Account Services at 573-729-6626 to learn more or make a payment. The City of Salem is seeking dedicated volunteers to serve on advisory committees. Serving on advisory committees presents opportunities to make an impact and help guide decisions that shape the city. The mayor is currently looking for individuals to fill committee seats following the April 2026 elections. While residents can express interest in any committee, the city is specifically in need of individuals interested in serving on the Utility Advisory Committee and the Planning and Zoning Commission. To apply, visit salemo.com, click on City, and search Committees to find the committee sign-up form. If you have any questions, reach out to the mayor directly at mayor@salemo.com. Missourians are being targeted not only by scam text messages, but also by fraudulent phone calls. State officials are warning residents to remain cautious and vigilant. The Missouri Department of Revenue emphasized that it will never call or text individuals to request personal information related to taxes, motor vehicles, or driver's licenses. Authorities urge the public to disregard such messages and report any suspicious activity to help prevent potential fraud. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU Salem Campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN Bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU Salem Campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus has degree plans that are affordable and designed to fit your busy lifestyle. SBU is now offering degrees in emergency medical technology, health sciences, and many more. SBU Salem campus is a Christ-centered, caring academic community preparing students to be servant leaders in a global society. Contact us at 573-729-7071 to change your future today.
Do you know who some of the most avid readers of Cardinals Magazine are? It's Cardinal alumni. Our former players tell me time and again that Cardinals Magazine is one of their favorite ways to stay connected to the birds on the bat.
And you know, Ricky, I've heard the same thing. They feel like they're still coming to the ballpark each day when they're enjoying the impressive lineup of feature stories in every issue of Cardinals Magazine.
Cardinals Magazine helps you really get to know the current players, not only their stories in uniform, but who they are off the field and how they got to where they are.
And it doesn't stop with the stories on current players. No one does a better job giving fans a truer picture of everything happening on the field, inside the ballpark, and all over Cardinals Nation. Even stories on our Cardinals alumni.
Join our former players who enjoy the classic coverage of Cardinals Magazine. Subscribe for yourself and your favorite fan at cardinals.com/magazine or 314-345-9000.
Cardinals Magazine. It's all here.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports. It's being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. Salem Tiger baseball and softball is almost here. On Monday, the Tigers will host the Steelville Cardinals at 4:30 in the afternoon. You can listen to the game live on KSMO Radio, 1340 AM and 95.7 FM, or watch it live on KSMO Media's streaming platforms. The Lady Tigers will start their season on the road Tuesday afternoon against the Ellington Lady Whippets. The NCAA tournament is underway and March Madness is in full swing. The Missouri Tigers will get their first game against the Miami Hurricanes tonight live on KSMO Radio with a scheduled tip-off time of 9:10. Pre-game coverage will begin at 8:30. If Missouri advances, you'll get to hear them play on Sunday at a time yet to be determined. St. Louis Cardinals are finishing up their spring training schedule over the weekend. On Saturday, they'll play the Miami Marlins at 12:05 in the afternoon and finishing up with the 11:05 Sunday morning game against the Houston Astros. You can listen to both these games live on KSMO Radio. St. Louis Blues will be north of the border tomorrow evening from 6 against Vancouver Canucks. That game will be broadcast live on KSMO Radio with pre-skate coverage starting at 5:30. That's been a look at local and regional sports brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
This Missouri Net Sports Report is from the Missouri Department of Mental Health. March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month, a reminder to keep sports about the game, not the gamble.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. The St. Louis Billikens moving on after a dominant 102-77 win over Georgia in the NCAA tournament in Buffalo. The Billikens taking control of the game with a 23-0 run. Deion Brown, who took 13 stitches under his eye in practice, led the way with 18 points, all of them on layups and dunks.
Understanding deep details and staying disciplined. You know, we have in our offense where if a guy drives, you better make that cut. And I made the cut. Guys got me open. I was able to, hit guys, find seams, and it just worked out in my favor today.
First tournament win for the Billikens since 2014, and now they will face top-seeded Michigan in the next round. Mizzou tips off their NCAA tournament run in St. Louis against Miami tonight, a 9-10 start on True TV. The 10-seed Tigers come in at 20-12 after navigating through a tough SEC schedule led by all-SEC senior Mark Mitchell, who averages 18 points a game. Miami enters at 25-8. They bring in one of the more productive offenses in the field, averaging just over 82 points per game. The Missouri State Lady Bears are tipping off at 3 p.m. facing number 1 seed Texas on their home court in Austin. MSU got past Stephen F. Austin 2 nights ago. This is the third straight season Texas has 30 or more wins and that they've grabbed a number 1 seed in the tournament. Last year, Texas made it to the Final Four. The game will be on ESPN. Mizzou women's basketball advance in the WBIT. They beat Seton Hall 67-57. They'll play BYU on Monday. Spring training, the Cardinals, with a 5-1 win over the Nationals yesterday, are playing the Mets today. And the Royals lost a pair of split squad games to the Guardians and Angels, 6-5 and 4-3. They play the Giants tonight. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net.
At the Missouri Department of Agriculture, they know protecting your livestock is a top priority, especially when black vultures are involved. Use the following tips to keep these pests away. Pen birthing animals near human activity. Remove roosting locations such as dead trees and abandoned barns, and scare vultures away with loud noises. Visit agriculture.mo.gov for more tips. There are plenty of mitigation options available. Get help today at agriculture.mo.gov.
At the Missouri Veterans Home,
we care for veterans that need all levels of care.
They're our family. I mean, they really are.
It is clean, and if you got something on your mind, they've got somebody to talk to.
You deserve to be taken care of.
Start your application now at mvc.dps.mo.gov. That's mvc.dps.mo.gov. A message from the Missouri Veterans Commission.
Tell your friends about us.
The best radio station I ever heard in my entire life.
KSMO.
Here at KSMO Radio, it is now time for news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned. I'll be back in about 5 minutes with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
With news on Missouri Net, I'm Marshall Griffin. A man from the Kansas City area who pleaded guilty to distributing child sexual abuse materials has been sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. 45-year-old Stephen Michael George of Belton received the 3-decade-long sentence due to past convictions for child molestation, sexual assault, and distributing child pornography. He used a peer-to-peer file-sharing program to distribute CSAM from mid-March through mid-July of 2023. Missouri's new congressional maps are back in court. Matt Pilger reports.
Kansas City TV station KMBC reports that attorneys challenging the maps say they're appealing to a Jackson County judge's ruling that allowed the districts to stand. Opponents argue the maps are not compact and violate the Missouri Constitution. The case now heads to the Missouri Supreme Court for review.
And a ribbon-cutting ceremony is scheduled later this month for the new General Leonard Wood Community Hospital in southern Missouri. The event is set for 10 a.m. on Tuesday, March 31st at Fort Leonard Wood. This is Missouri Net.
Around here, sunrise only means one thing. It's time to get to work. Whether you're hauling, herding, baling, or raking, Kubota tractors and hay tools are built to make hay any day, including while the sun shines. Learn more about how Kubota is built to get the job done right at KubotaUSA.com. Go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimers.
I'm Matt Pilger. Stay connected to Missouri wherever you are. MissouriNet brings you the latest news from across the state, online, and on the radio. From breaking stories to in-depth coverage, for more than 50 years, we've reported on what matters most to Missourians and your communities. Listen live on your local station, follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram, and find us at MissouriNet.com.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at your weather situation. First up, I want to make sure our listeners are aware that Sunday we will be under an elevated to significant fire weather condition. So on Sunday, no burning, and you'll hear just in a moment why we have that caution in our forecast. Well, today, though, will be sunny with a high temperature near 86 degrees. Winds will be out of the west at 6 to 8 miles per hour. Then tonight, we should be mostly clear with a low around 54 degrees with a light and variable wind. Tomorrow, we expect sunny skies with a high temperature near 87 degrees. Calm winds to become westerly around 5 miles per hour during tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night will be clear with a low around 60 degrees. Calm winds to become southerly 5 to 7 miles per hour during Saturday evening. Winds could gust as high as 18 miles per hour. Then Sunday will be sunny with a high temperature near 88 degrees. And that fire risk is going to be because of southerly winds 8 to 11 miles per hour that will become westerly during Sunday afternoon. And those winds on Sunday could gust as high as 23 miles per hour. Then skies will be partly cloudy Sunday night, low around 41. Monday we expect mostly sunny skies with a high temperature near 62 degrees. Monday night will be partly cloudy with low around 39. Then we'll be partly sunny on Tuesday with a high temperature near 63 degrees. Tuesday night will be mostly cloudy with low around 42. Then Wednesday, we expect mostly sunny skies with a high temperature near 71 degrees. Skies should be mostly clear Wednesday night, low around 51, and then Thursday will be sunny and back in the lower 80s again with a high temperature near 81 degrees.
KSMO Salem